policing the police every single day, and doing what the Charlotte County Sun newspaper and local TV stations won't do every single day. Hey, Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and we finally got a letter that we did a story on a while ago that Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Permel, our dictator and felon, he had an illegal list of gun owners, 790.335, said he's a third-degree felon, $5 million fine, and nobody will charge him. Isn't that weird? That's because it's just us and not just us. Anyways, he's a felon and a misdemeanor also, too. He's not giving us records. That's a misdemeanor offense. But, there was an illegal lockdown here. Somebody had a BB gun and a bunch of sheep called, and it wasn't even at the school. And they freaked out, and they did a lockdown on the school. And here's the kids freaking out, saying, "We thought we were gonna die." One kid wrote, "I love you, Mommy," on his arm. The other one needed a teddy bear. It was insane. So since we've been crucifying him, as you know with my new intro, not like the newspaper or TV, this was an illegal lockdown, and he half admits it. This is a letter that he sent out to all parents that he put on his Facebook page, and then he took it down because he knows it's bad. He's basically saying, fuck you, I'm God, we did it, that tough love, don't question me, whatever I do is right, only listen to, and I'll do a screen read after this, it's bad. Only listen to what we said on Facebook and Twitter. Fuck the media. Please don't call your kids and tell them other stuff. You're just making it worse. Don't question our authority. On and on. And then in the end, he does half admit, and we're going to learn from different stuff that we did in this. Yeah, like it was a legal fucking lockdown, you ass fuck. Locked down 2 schools. The guy wasn't even near a school, 2 blocks away. He's been iguana hunting legally with a BB gun a block away for weeks. This was a test run show of force for him to get reelected and to do it with real people. This is bullshit. So these kids got PTSD for this motherfucking, God, what, criminal. Communist. I mean, on and on. I'm speechless, but at the same time, I'm not. You know that. But anyways, so yeah, I will do a screen read here. This letter is disgusting. He sent it to all parents saying, I am God. Whatever I do is right. Listen to me and only me, and don't tell your kids anything. I will tell them everything. Wow. Remember when our founding fathers said, take a goddamn country back? You're a frog in a pot. The water is gone. You're on the bottom frying. Get the hell out and fight.
Dear parents, since the passing of Senate Bill 7026, the Sheriff's Office and school faculty have been preparing, training, and conducting active shooter drills. All this training was put to the test on January 28 when a report of an armed man was observed along the school perimeter. Immediately, school staff and the school resource deputy sprang into action, 2 bordering schools were placed on lockdown, and students secured. Law enforcement responded in vast numbers. Within minutes, the armed individual was apprehended. Luckily, it was later determined that attacking the schools or causing harm to anyone was not his intent. To be sure, we still moved forward, clearing the schools, classroom by classroom, followed by the task of reunification of students with their parents. Overall, the response went very well, and all should be confident that your schools and law enforcement reacted calmly and appropriately, ensuring our students, your children, were safe. There were some things we identified that we could do even better, and we are working on that. Other issues that we encountered, as expected, can only be mitigated with your help. As a parent, I understand how our natural instinct is to protect our young. I need to ask for your trust. We have worked diligently with the students to provide them with the information and training to try and keep them as safe as we can under certain circumstances. We know we cannot control the use of cell phones and social media during these events. First, please do not contradict what your child has been told by staff or law enforcement during an emergency. We had parents communicating with their children doing just that. Also, keep in mind that while your student is hiding and maintaining silence, you potentially put them at risk by calling their phone. Second, many parents responded to the schools, and while I am not going to stop you, I do ask that you please go to the designated area, and stay out of the way. I know this is hard to do, to watch and wait, but I need that from you. Each deputy and faculty member have responsibilities and a job to do. During this incident, we had parents arguing with deputies and school faculty, which diverts their attention from what they need to be focused on, the safety of our children. This is not the time for debate. Last, but certainly not least, please pay attention only to what information you receive from the schools and law enforcement. Many speculate and begin posting erroneous information. These situations are very volatile and require a very rapid response. We cannot give you the blow-by-blow, but will update you as we are able to. I encourage all parents, grandparents, and guardians to download the CCSO app and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and/or Facebook. We will use these platforms to push out updates and information, so you know what is going on and what to do. We all want to keep our children safe. Together we stand a much better chance of doing just that. Be strong, be safe, and never quit. Sheriff Bill Prummel.
COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
January 28th, 2020, 15 hours, 37 minutes, 35 seconds.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
I don't know if it's an emergency, but they're at Vineland Elementary. My wife she's in line to get our little boy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
And she noticed, she called me frantic because she saw a police officer with a long gun, but before she got to the school, she noticed a white guy with a beard and a green shirt scurrying around in a ditch up by the front of the school. I don't know if it's related or not, but she's got a beard. He's a white guy.
All right. And your phone. Okay. And what's your wife's name?
Yes.
All right. And you said that your wife is in line?
Yes, at Vineland's right now to get our little boy.
And what was he wearing?
He's got a beard. She said he was real fit.
What was
real
he wearing?
Muscular. He was wearing a green colored shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Not camel, but green color.
A green shirt. Mm-hmm. A green shirt. And what was he doing?
Yep. He was like in the ditch on his belly, like scurrying around in the ditch. She thought it was odd, but she
saw that, and she saw him in the ditch on his belly.
Yes.
Okay, and she didn't know what he was doing.
No.
Okay. And he has a beard.
Yes.
Was he white?
Yes, white male.
Okay. All right. The information is okay, and can deputies make contact with you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
January 28th, 2020, 15 hours, 47 minutes, 7 seconds.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I don't have an emergency where I'm at, but I just seen a bunch of police fly by down Sunnybrook, like well over 18 of them.
Yep.
And
yeah, there's
Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
There's a suspicious person in the area of the school, so they're responding just to be safe.
That's exactly who I saw too. I was leaving Rotunda at a house, and I saw a guy with a rifle, but I couldn't tell if it was a BB gun. It looked a little too small to be like a regular rifle, so I thought maybe it was a BB gun.
When was this?
And he was This was probably about 15, 20 minutes ago.
Okay, what's your name? Caller, one moment.
Yeah, it goes another
No.
one.
One moment.
Yep.
And what's your phone? Okay, I'm sorry. You said about 10 to 15, 20 minutes ago coming back.
It was about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it was about 20 minutes ago. I was leaving Rotunda and coming by LA Eater, and there's like a little creek right there at the entrance where the buses turn in. And as soon as I crossed over the creek and I'm heading to the stop sign where the crossing guard sets, there was a guy coming out of the yard to my right, and he had a rifle. But I couldn't tell. I mean, it didn't look like I thought maybe he was just shooting like a rat or a snake or something like this. There was a waterway right there too. But then I thought it was a little weird that he crossed over the street behind me after I drove by and went into that yard.
One moment.
And so now he's on the left side, opposite of the school, just before the stop sign there.
Okay.
And
All right,
he was a younger guy in his 30s. He had a black beard. And look at I think he had a gray shirt, gray T-shirt, and I think jeans.
Was he a younger white male or black male?
White male. I'd say probably early 30s, late 20s.
Okay, I'm sorry. What exactly was he wearing in his beard description?
He had a black beard, not too long, maybe a couple inches, and he had I think a gray shirt on and blue jeans.
Okay.
And like I said, I seen him carrying a rifle, and he was crossing back over the street, but he was kind of not concealing it, but I guess he maybe didn't want to alarm anybody.
Gotcha.
He had it down next to his legs, and so when he's moving his legs, you can see it, but I clearly saw it.
Understandable. Yeah, that's their responding out there just to be safe to investigate what's going on. They put all the schools on lockdown, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling us to let us know.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
From the man who caused this scary scene outside of 2 Charlotte County schools. A man with a gun was spotted near the schools, prompting a lockdown yesterday afternoon.
Roy Wathen issued an apology hours after the incident in Rotunda West. He says the whole thing is a misunderstanding. Wathen showed us the gun this afternoon. Turns out he was hunting iguanas with a pellet gun. Mike News reporter Erica Jackson just talked to him. She's live outside the elementary school now.
Hello, Chris. Good evening. Yes, that lockdown left parents frantic, students crying, and one local business owner embarrassed. The man who admits to causing all the chaos says it was all because of a misunderstanding over iguana hunting.
Up close, it's obvious what it is, but from a distance, it could be, misinterpreted.
This is a pellet gun used by iguana trapper Roy Wathen to hunt the invasive lizards in Rotunda West. But someone called 911 Tuesday to report a man carrying what looked like a rifle near Vineland Elementary.
Within a minute, there was at least 30 officers surrounding and helicopters flying, and it was scary to say the least.
Deputies detained Wathen for nearly 4 hours.
I was embarrassed, very embarrassed.
Law enforcement placed Vineland and nearby L.A. Anger Middle Schools on lockdown, leaving the neighborhood chaotic, parents anxious, and students fearful.
Kind of bone chilling, some kids like crying, and I don't blame them. That was kind of scary.
Wathen calls it a misunderstanding, telling us he's working with homeowners in the area to trap and shoot iguanas.
They completely agreed. To them, it was a favor to remove the iguanas for them.
The father of 2 says he regrets his actions, which caused pain and panic for many.
I can't take back what happened, but I would like to send out my most sincere apology.
And says he learned a lesson from his costly error.
It was purely a mistake and an accident. It will never happen again.
Bottom line, he got a trespassing violation for one property. He tells us he'll now stick to using traps near schools and notify law enforcement whenever he's working with his pellet gun. He also apologizes to everyone affected by his mistake. One of the schools affected by the lockdown is using it as a teaching tool. Today, members of the sheriff's office met with the students.
This iguana hunter is the one who triggered a lockdown at 2 schools in Charlotte County. We brought you the breaking news yesterday. Someone spotted him with what they thought was a rifle right near one of the schools. This guy thought, though, he was just doing his job.
His name is Roy Wathen. He was hired to hunt invasive iguanas. That's why he had a pellet rifle near Vineland Elementary School yesterday. NBC2's Joe Petrello went to meet with Roy today to get his side of the story. And Joe, it appears this was all like a big misunderstanding.
Kelly, it was a misunderstanding, one that caused quite a scare for numerous families. And that's why Roy Wathen agreed to talk today, to clear up what happened and to apologize.
I was on the ground cuffed for a good 45 minutes or so.
A brigade of Charlotte County deputies outside an elementary school.
As I exited my vehicle, I saw an undercover pull up. He immediately jumped out of the vehicle and, asked me, put your weapon down, hands in the air.
Helicopters circling above.
I kept worrying that, am I going to go to jail for this? Even though I feel that I didn't do anything wrong.
Hunting a man who was hunting iguanas.
This was the pellet gun that caused all the problems yesterday. That's a $35 BB gun that my mom had given me recently that she had bought at Walmart.
Neighbors had hired Roy Wathen to capture invasive iguanas in their community.
Some ignorance on my part, definitely, for not calling ahead, which is something I went over with the deputies.
But because of the confusion, deputies took Wathen into custody.
I would say from the time they detained me until the time they released me was probably 3.5 to 4 hours.
Wathen says he's still relatively new to the iguana hunting game and now knows to call deputies ahead when he brings out his pellet gun.
I can't take back what happened, but I would like to send out my most sincere apologies. I mean, it was purely a mistake and an accident. It will never happen again.
Deputies say their investigation is closed. Wathen will not face any criminal charges.
Your heart goes out to the guy. Obviously, he made a mistake. Other people hunt iguanas. I mean, what should he have done? Because obviously he needs the gun.
Well, the important thing is to just be straight up with your local law enforcement. Call the sheriff's office and just let them know what you're doing, what you're wearing, the type of vehicle you're driving. So then if anybody calls 911 and is worried about somebody with a pellet gun in the area or some kind of gun, the sheriff's office can let them know that it's just an iguana hunter.
One of those only in Florida stories.
Definitely an only in Florida story.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.